Hey everyone, Mike here in the BFH garage. I'm going to show you how to connect your ARB bulkhead fitting to your axle housing, as well as show you how to connect your 6mm line into the bulkhead fitting. So the first thing you need to decide is, do you want your air line coming straight out of the housing vertically, or does it need to make a 90-degree turn? For example, you have a truss or something like that, you need that 90-degree turn. Either way, it will work. ARB's got you covered with two different fittings. You have one fitting over here that's designed to come straight out of the housing. You have another fitting over here that is a 90-degree fitting coming out of the housing. Lastly, there is another fitting that is a push lock fitting that can be used with either of these options, and I'm going to show you how here in just a second. So the very first thing we're going to do is grab our bulkhead fitting that attaches to the housing. We're going to put thread sealant right here on the threads. We are going to put this into the hole that you drilled and tapped into your housing, and then you're going to tighten it until it's snug. You don't want to over tighten it because you can break this pretty easily. Next thing you want to do is get the air line from your seal housing and push it up through the bottom side of this fitting. And when you do, hopefully you cut it right and you have a little bit sticking up just like that so you can get everything else attached to it. You're going to grab one of these little rubber O-rings, looks like that. You're going to lather it with some gear oil. And then you're going to roll it onto the copper tube just like that. You see how that slides right on. Then you're going to grab the spacer. The spacer goes between the two O-rings. And then again, you are going to roll the O-ring on just like so. And when you're done, it's going to look just like that. Now the next step is you're going to kind of pull the copper line back into this fitting, and then you're going to take this next piece, which looks like it has a Phillips head on that side, and that side looks like it would hold the O-ring nicely, right? So you're going to start this in the fitting just like so, and then you're going to start to screw that Phillips piece into the other fitting. Now while you're doing this, you want to take your copper line and push up into the fitting that you are now screwing into the bulkhead fitting there. What it's going to do is it's going to keep it nice and tight against that threaded piece right there. And as you continue to turn down, you're going to feel it snug up. Those two O-rings are going to compress. That spacer in between is going to keep them separated and make a good seal in the fitting here. Once you feel it get snug, you're going to turn it maybe another 1/8 to quarter turn. You just want it to be snug, not over tight, or you can break those O-rings and you're going to have a leak. Once that is there, you can pull on this and it's not coming off. It secures it to that copper line. Now you can let go of this copper line. Here I'm going to hold on to it though just to continue showing how to make these other connections. So now the next thing you need to do, if you want a straight out connection, you're going to take this fitting right here. You see how it's flat on one side. The other side has kind of a recessed area there. You're going to take the flat side. You're going to thread it into this fitting right here. And backing the bulkhead fitting, you're going to tighten this one again until it's snug. Now, what you want to do is grab your 6mm line right here. You're going to first put on your compression nut. Then you are going to put on this little ferrule that goes right there. You're going to take that combination and you're going to put it inside of the other fitting like that. You're going to start threading it on. And again, you want to hold the black line in as you're tightening this compression nut. And when you're tightening this nut, this time you want to back up this fitting right here. And you're going to tighten that until it becomes really snug. And what's going to happen is that compression fitting is going to do exactly that. It's going to compress, it's going to pinch around the black line, and it's going to make for a secure connection. Now, this will not come apart. Your black line can't be pulled out. In order to take the black line apart, you have to undo the fitting. And then when you pull the black line out, well, it's kind of hard to say here because it's not pinched on, but that compression fitting is going to be pinched onto the black line and it's not going to come off. Now, if you decide that you want to do a 90-degree fitting instead, then what we have here is the banjo fitting. So you have this bolt here that's got the hole there for the airline. You want a banjo washer on one side, then you are going to slide the bolt through, put the next banjo washer on, and then you're going to take and connect this to the bulkhead fitting right there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get it kind of finger tight right there, and then you decide where you want to aim it to. Get it to where you want to aim it, back this up with the wrench right here, and then you're going to compress, turn this nut to compress those banjo rings. That's going to make for an airtight fitting, and now your airline can go off to the other direction. So again, you're going to take this same fitting, it's going to go right here in the banjo fitting like that, or I'm sorry, yeah, in the banjo fitting. Whew. And a line's going to go with your compression fitting, and once you get that all established, it's going to look like that, coming off at a 90-degree angle. Now, an option for either one of these is if you want your line coming straight up or at a 90, it doesn't even matter, but you want a quick disconnect fitting, this is a great option right here. This is a piece that has the press fit right here. There's a rubber O-ring right there. It threads directly into this fitting right here. You're going to snug it up. You don't want to over tighten it because it's an O-ring. You don't want to split it. So snug it up. And the way this one works is your line will just go right into the hole, and you push it in and you'll feel it capture, and now I can pull on it and it doesn't come out. If you want to do maintenance and you need to disconnect your 6mm line, you're going to push in on the black line at the same time you're pushing down on the black fitting, and then use your other part of your hand to pull the line out, and it comes out nice and easy. It's a really nice feature for a quick disconnect. You have these up on your solenoid as well, and anytime you want to bleed gear oil from your line, you can just disconnect this, run your compressor, get all the gear oil out of your line. When you're done, you're just going to take it, put it right back in the hole, reconnect it, and it's firmly set. You're good to go. Simple as that. Comes apart that easy. Hopefully this video helped you out on your ARB connections. If you have any questions, you could drop them in the comments down below, or look at many of my other re-gear videos. I talk about this in a different video as well. So that's all there is to it. Pretty straightforward. We'll see you on the next video.